Alright, so final level. Here we are. This is definitely a bizarre sort of level because every time anyone loses a gristmill or campfire, you take control of the faction that was the victim in that exchange, which makes it extremely vulnerable to RNG because you can very easily end up taking control of a faction that has no food, no units, no way to swap to other factions, and no way to defend itself. So, yeah, I don't even want to talk about how many times I tried to beat this on the heroic, because obviously the heroic is you can't lose a gristmill or a campfire, which means that while you're controlling the faction, they cannot lose one. So I eventually decided that I wanted to find a way to just avoid all of that RNG because it was really frustrating to me. And to do that, I figured the only way was if starving the opponent out would work, and it turns out you can starve them out without switching to that faction. So, in order to do that, you have to prevent the enemies from basically destroying each other's gristmills, because that would cause you to switch factions. So, to do that, you need to take control of all three of them very quickly so that they cannot destroy each other. And the only way that I found to do that was to use the units from the campfires, which obviously is probably why they're there. Although I don't know if it was to win in exactly this way, but anyway, it works. Particularly the sniper, because it is just so good, especially at taking out economy, because you can just run in and snipe all of their pigs really quickly, and you're highly mobile, so you can't really be trapped very easily. So what you see now is that I'm putting up a ton of balloons because obviously while I'm running around with the sniper, I'm not going to be able to defend the base. And what I have found is that once you completely demolish the economy of one player, the other two will make a concerted attack on you and just ignore each other. So what you're seeing right now is I'm going to pick apart red. And the other thing is, in order to execute this strategy, you actually need to get a specific kind of map spawn. You need to have you and one of the enemies kind of isolated from the other two, so that the other two can battle it out between them, and hopefully it'll be an even fight, and they can go at each other without destroying each other's gristmills for a little while. And during that time, you can completely neuter your opponent by taking out all their farms and just making it so they can't do anything, making them impotent. And right after that, you need to go and defend because the other two are going to be attacking you. And so hopefully that huge wall of balloons will protect us long enough for us to get red taken care of, and then we'll go back and defend, which is usually a pretty tough thing to survive. I'd also highly advise getting a wolf, because that makes your snipers just crazy powerful. As you can see, you can run around and shoot insanely guns. So they already came in once, took out a few balloons, but I think they had to retreat because their commanders died, and now they're coming in again. And once again, we've killed Green's commander, so that's why their army stopped there doing nothing, and we can just pick it apart. Balloons and snipers are really good at killing the commanders, and that can be a huge advantage. Now Blue's coming in, and he's going to come back in here in a second and get, there goes Green's commander again. Blue's just kind of trickling in, so we're picking his army apart on the way. So now Blue and Green are both lacking an army, and Red is completely helpless. So from here, it's simple enough to just kind of go in and take out the eco of each one, and from there you've got control of the battlefield. And so that should allow you to just starve each player out. So here we've jumped ahead, and you can see that we just took out blue. Red is still limping along over there, but they're about done. They really have never recovered from what we did to them at the start. Green, we have also picked apart. So now we're just waiting for people to starve out. There goes red. By this point we have a crazy number of snipers, just for fun. And so we're going to fast forward here. And I actually did not know about what was coming next, because this was the first time I'd ever gotten to the end of this map. Because I was completely determined to get the heroic achievement, so every time, even though I could have won really easily without that, I'd just restart. So there goes the last of the other factions, and now I'm expecting it to be over. But as you probably know, it's not, and then all these pigs start popping up. Because, surprise, surprise, the pigs that lured all the other factions there also duped us. I know, it's shocking. So now I'm just really confused, and I've just now realized that these are popping up all over the map, like has happened on some other levels. So I'm bringing all my guys back to the high ground here, which is a really fortuitous position. I got really lucky on this map spawn to have this to defend against the pigs, because now I've got all these snipers up here that are protected by the high ground, and the pigs die off before they can even see my guys. But the problem is that we are starving, because I was not planning on having to do this defensive action, so I don't have any mill or campfire to defend here. So that was a bit concerning, for sure. So right now I'm at a bit of a loss, because I don't feel that I can leave this position without getting completely overrun. Like maybe if I had prepared another mill or whatever in advance to be a defensive location, then that would be doable, but I didn't know I was going to need to. So now I'm going to run around and see if there's anything I can do, and I noticed this campfire is kind of in a dead end here, so like maybe if I get lucky I can get the campfire up, and that'll give me the pig to defend the boar to defend it, and if I can get like some sniper turrets down there, then maybe they won't focus on that and I can keep it alive for a while. And as it turned out, it worked out, because they took a while to spawn in. They didn't have enough DPS to take it down, so the boar was able to get up and defend it just in the nick of time. It is going to go down, but now that I have the boar there and a couple of sniper turrets, I should be able to defend it when I rebuild it. Of course, we don't quite have enough food right now, so we have to sell something and then come back. But yeah, you can tell I'm kind of very confused and surprised by this, and I don't exactly know what I'm doing. So, don't think we're going to need the turret back there, because there's no air units, which is why I built it in the first place. So we'll get the campfire up, and that should keep us from starving for a while, and hopefully that'll outlast the swarm. Although at this point, I actually don't believe that you're supposed to outlast the swarm. I'm thinking like it probably goes on forever and you're just supposed to die and maybe last, and see how long you can last. But I'm not sure, so, we'll keep going. For now, it seems to be working out. The snipers are holding out very well. They don't seem to be really taking any damage. Although I would absolutely love to have pigeons on this last level so that I could heal them. Yeah, I'll make it. Okay, so at this point, the pigs are actually starting to focus on the campfire, unfortunately. Butters in the towers are not enough to keep them from damaging it, so they're starting to whittle it down. And I don't really have a backup plan. I'm like trying to look at the mini-map and is there any other position that I could do this with, but I don't think there is. So that does eventually go down, and now we're starving again. But it looks like we lasted long enough for the pigs to run out. And at this point I was like, are you kidding me? We're actually supposed to survive that as well on top of everything else? But you don't actually have to. You get the heroic achievement before that, before the pig uprising starts. I just didn't know that at the time. So yeah, we got pretty lucky in a number of ways to be able to do this. Mainly the wolf and sniper campfires being right outside our base was hugely important. Because you actually have to get the sniper campfire. You cannot produce snipers on your own, so until you get that first one. And if that sniper campfire had been somewhere where we couldn't protect it, then that would have been a certain loss, because that would have been destroyed and that would have ruined the heroic for us. We got a little bit lucky that red didn't attack that campfire while we were elsewhere. We got a little bit lucky that blue and green didn't destroy each other's grist mills while we were dealing with red. Yeah, there's just so many things that can go wrong, so I wish you luck if you're going for this heroic. It's really difficult and really based on RNG, so good luck with that.